Always talking this whack ass shit. So, yeah, but he could also be a pretty suit. And would think he is nice each time he can be it. Humans don't believe. What the fuck? People are fucking whack. The amount of shit that I see on social media with people talking about all sorts of crazy things. Ask. Where to ask. See. I was bad in school, and now I'm trying to dodge a sentence. It's getting windier and windier. Hey, Ann. Good morning. How you doing? Oh, good lord. Oh, good lord. Good lord. Good lord. Cheers. Cheers. I try not to drink no more than two. That's my second one and the last bit of it. I don't want to like drink a whole heap of coffee and bounce all over the walls. Looks good. I say it every day. Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord. That's good. I'm happy with that. Bang. Yes. Good. Tomorrow is Thursday, right? Yeah, perfect. Cool. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Yeah, people are wild. People are stupid. People are just dumb. People are people. That's why I stay away from them as much as I can. I'd rather hang around my dog and stay home all day and not go nowhere. I think it was it? Yeah, Monday. Monday, I went absolutely nowhere. The only place I went was the grocery store with my sister in her car. I didn't ride my bike. I didn't drive my van. I didn't go absolutely nowhere. I stayed home. I cleaned up my apartment a bit, just like little things here and there. I did a little bit over the weekend and Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I pretty much like didn't really go anywhere. And I like the more I stay home, the better it is. And today the weather is really shitty. It's windy, it's raining, on and off. There's got a big patch of rain coming soon, so this afternoon is gonna get worse. So I'm on here right now for a bit, and then around lunchtime I'm gonna get out of here, which is like another half an hour. My nephew's home with the sinus infection. Like he can't breathe through his nose. So he took the day off of school because he can't really breathe properly. I checked up on him. He's fine. He just can't breathe through his nose, which is annoying. And my other nephew, he couldn't ride his bike this morning because of rain. So my sister took him to school, and I'm gonna go pick him up later. So there's always some bullshit, some way, somehow. But today I gotta go grocery shopping because I gotta go get what I need to make mac and cheese tonight. Because everybody wants mac and cheese. We're gonna have like a little boiled ham. My sister buys these little hams. It's like enough for like four people or more. And so we're eating ham tonight. And I'm gonna go to the store in a little while, and I'm gonna go get uh, everything I need for the mac and cheese. And I need to write a list of what I need, and I'll be happy. Good morning, Marley. How you doing? I'm like, I looked up and all I see is good morning in capital letters. I'm like, Marley B still got one eye open at work. She be like, look, bruh, it's early, okay? Yeah, for sure. It's always bullshit every day. Every day you either hear bullshit, you deal with bullshit, or the same person says the same shit. And you're like, bruh, just please leave me alone. Oh man. It's fucking crazy. It's always some bullshit every day. It was just like when I'm on here, when I'm on here, like I have so many people that, I've dealt with for a long time. Hold on a sec. Let me just text my friend real quick. That's cool. No problem. All right. It's good to have good friends. You need to practice your gym, man. One of my best trips is from Germany. I love Germany when I went there. The only thing I didn't like about Germany is their shitty food. There was a lot of places that I went to where the food was like, eh. So I only ate McDonald's and I only ate pizza when I was at when I was in Germany. One time I ate this beef, this Kobe beef they had there. It was all right, but it was like, nah. I was there for 10 days. It was a beautiful trip. I went there to DJ and play music and went to a party as well. I got swarmed by German hoes because all them German hoes they want the like foreign guys to like take them and give them a passport and get them out of there. I was like, look, you German hoes. First of all, you're too tall for me. I ain't about to listen to broken English my whole life. And get your German fucking dirty ass from around me. It was funny because right at the girl that liked me out there, it was funny because she she was like foaming out the mouth to see if I would, hook up with her and stuff. And then I'm like, I'm only here for 10 days. I don't even know this bitch. Like, you could have a man or be married or something. I wouldn't even know. So then when I left Germany, about 2 weeks later, my friend tells me because her brother and me and I were cool, like we were good friends, and that's another reason I didn't want to date her. I know, right? So then I don't really like dating my friends' sisters and shit like that because I already did that already, and that's not good. It's like doesn't feel right to me unless like it's a good thing. But I remember like right after I came from there, like 2 weeks later, they said that she had a boyfriend, and about a year later, she was pregnant and had like was getting married and shit. I think she's got like two kids now and she's married. I haven't had an update on her nor do I care, but I was like, damn, she's desperate. She wanted a man like quick. I was like, look, I don't get myself into quick relationships. That's when it goes downhill. No thanks. And I don't want to be flying to Germany from Bermuda just to visit you and make things happen. Like, I ain't flying you here because I don't even fucking know you. Bitch, please. I don't need coochie like that. She was fine as fuck, but that shit don't phase me. I don't want nobody in a foreign country. That woman's got to live here so I can keep my eye on her. She be doing whack shit and she's away from me. I don't need no hers in my life. There's a hole in this house. There's a hole in this house. Yeah, I don't want no rabies or STDs and all that shit. I keep my D clean. That shit was funny. And then I remember like, see, being a DJ was like a task because like a lot of girls were like drunk and they would come up to me and talk shit and like, I was used to it. I was like, yeah, whatever. And I remember in Atlanta one time I was in the club and this it was like a dress up party. Like you can dress up like as something. It wasn't a Halloween party, but it was like a I don't know, it was like a Mardi Gras something type of bullshit. I don't know what it was. I just played the fucking music. I could care less what the theme was, right? But it was something to do with like dressing up. And there was this short little girl, like not a girl, but she was like maybe a little younger than me at the time. I was probably like maybe 26, something like that. She was probably like 21, and she was a lot shorter than me, and she was wearing a referee outfit, like she was dressed as a referee, and I'll never forget it. Like me and my boy that got me the gig, I came off, and another DJ came on. I went in the crowd and like was smoking like a blunt with my boy, right? So this girl comes up to me, goes, "Oh, Dan, oh, you smoke blunt? That's a big ass blunt." I was like, she goes, "Oh, are you gonna smoke that whole thing?" I was like, "Yeah, because I don't want nobody's lips on my shit." Right? And she was like, "Oh, fuck, okay." And I was like, she goes, "Oh, I wanna I want some." I said, "Well, my boy right there, he sells weed. You can go out talk to him." So I treated her like, like fuck you. I don't even know you. I want your dirty lips on my damn blunt. I don't like people smoking the same blunt as me anyway. So anyway, at the time, so then she starts dancing all around me, trying to get my attention. And then I'd say about like 20 minutes later, 20 minutes later, she was dancing all around me, shaking her ass all around me, and I'm there smoking my blunt, playing her no mind, right? Next thing you know, this guy comes up to her and grabs her. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, he like literally grabbed her and said, "Come here, what the fuck are you doing?" And it was, come to find out, it was her boyfriend, right? It was her boyfriend fucking her off for like flirting with me. And he was looking at me, and I was like looking at him. I was like, oh God, don't tell me this guy is gonna be like, trying to fight me in the club. I don't even know this mofo, like. So then my boy was like, yo, 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 it's nothing to do with like, because my boy is like, he was Jamaican guy, right? So like the American guys, they weren't fucking with no Jamaican guys. So my boy, like, he got closer to me. He goes, yo, Mark, this guy, if he starts anything, I'm gonna knock him the fuck out. I'm like, well, I'm gonna knock his ass out too, because I could take him, don't worry. And he goes, yeah, he won't start nothing because he sees me with you. And I was like, I ain't even done nothing, bro. He goes, yeah, I know. So, hey, Claudia, how you doing? So then she was like, so he like grabbed her and went off with her. And then he kept giving me like dirty looks. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? I ain't worried about your girl. Like, she's around me. Like, want to smoke my blunt and shit. Fuck you. I ain't worried about you, ho. So anyway, I always said to myself, being a DJ was always a task, because you always get some drunk hoe, some hoe that wants something, and some hoe that like is acting up and her boyfriend's not around. Like a lot of women are always looking for a better man to give them shit, and that's when you know you're a hoe. You're a hoe when you do shit like that. When you do hoe ass shit, like leave me the fuck alone. So I could tell so many DJ stories when I was a DJ and had to deal with like other people's girls and getting into like arguments. And I used to say to people, look, I don't want your girl, bro. She wants me. She's coming. If you did your job, she wouldn't be around me, bro. And don't think because I'm out here DJing, I'm rich or I'm looking for a hoe, because I ain't looking for none of you. I'm just here to do my job, make my money, and get out of here. Like, fuck off and leave me alone. You ain't smoking my blunt. You ain't getting no money from me. You ain't getting shit from me. You ain't even getting my number. Fuck you. I'm from Bermuda. Like, I ain't care. I give a fuck. You know? I ain't here to be of no hope. Women go to clubs for attention. It means that men are exactly. If they took care of him first, they wouldn't be in that predicament. You wanted to be a hoe once? Yeah, well, you still can. Any woman could be a hoe. Any guy could be a hoe too. There's good hoes and bad hoes. There's conservative hoes, dirty hoes. There's a lot of hoes in the world. There's. Yeah, you can still be a hoe. I wouldn't even judge you. There's hoes that come in here every fucking day. I don't judge them. It's cool. I love hoes too. You know. Oh, you don't really have to like people. That's not true. You can be like an escort. They'll call you. Hello, is this Anne? Yes. All right, I'd like to see you from 12 to 1. Are you available? Yes, I'm available. Okay, where's your location? Okay, I'm right here. You ain't even got to deal with them. Like, they just come to you. Like, you ain't got to even mingle. You can be one of them escorts. You go to them when they come to you.
I'll be in the car. What I do, I'll take you, right? I'll be the pimp. I'll take you to the location, and then as soon as you get in, you gotta say, "Hold on a second." You be like, "Okay, Mark, everything's good. This guy seems okay." And then what you do is you leave your phone on. You make sure the battery's charged, and just like press the button. Make sure like it's live. I won't try to hear anything, but if I hear you like say, "Help, help," I'll come in with the Glock and just say, "Yo, bro, get off her. Who are you?" "I'm the pimp. Give me your money, mofo." Yeah, I'll do it for you. It's cool. Yeah, of course. Let me tell you, Claudia, I've dealt with so many. Yeah, the code word would be help. uh, but the thing is like I've dealt with so many hoes on here, and I still love them till today. They'll come in here and ask me about 20 different guys over the past 2 years, 3 years. I tell them all the time, I ain't judging you. You want to get dick your whole life. You want to go be a hoe. That's what you want to do. That's cool. I know whose D you won't be doing. Yours truly. I don't want your hoe ass around me, but you can be a hoe. I'll read you. Yeah. The good thing is the hoes pay me, and I treat them good. That's why they come back. That's all. They want to ask me about multiple guys. That's cool. I ain't judging nobody. You do whatever you want with your body parts. You do whatever you want with your life, and nothing to do with me. A hoe is a hoe. And all the women who say they're not a hoe, they probably are a hoe, or they was a hoe at some point in time. And nobody's perfect. And you know one thing, you'll never really know when you meet a person. That person can tell you every day, "Oh, I'm not a hoe. I've only been with one guy or two guys or three guys," and they'll be lying through their teeth. You know, they've been with like two, three guys at once. And even if they did, maybe they made a mistake when they were young, and now they don't want to be a hoe no more. People make mistakes. You could be a hoe, right? And be lucky not to get an STD, right? And be with 10 guys if you practice safe sex and you were safe. And then after those 10 guys, you probably said to yourself, "You know what? I really need to settle down. I don't want to be a hoe no more. I'm 40 something years old. I'm sick and tired of these guys. I just don't want to be, I just don't want to stick and move relationship. I don't want no more, multiple D's. I want one D for the rest of my life. I want to settle down." And that woman, if she says to me, "I've been with like 10 guys and I was a hoe back in the day, but I can guarantee you I don't have no STD. What do you think?" I'll be like, "Oh, well, whatever." And then I can say to her the same thing. "Yeah, I've been with like 10 girls, but I don't have an STD either." And, we trust each other and we're cool, then, that we move on with life. At the end of the day, a coochie's like a cup. You just wash it and use it again. It's simple. Yeah, and see, that's good. If you were married the majority of your life and you turned into a hoe, because some people do. Some women, they get mad because they're with a man and they dedicate their coochie to him forever, and then when he cheats on them, when he cheats on her, she feels like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go get all the dick in the world now to get him back." You're not getting back at him. You're looking like a hoe and devaluing yourself because to get revenge on a man who's like an idiot, who disrespected you. Don't Oh, because someone disrespects you, don't get revenge on them. Just show them you're the better person. That's all. That's all my advice. Like, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of people who were hoes in their beginning of their life, and then when they reached 40 and 30, they hung up their boots. They said, "I'm tired of being a hoe. Now I want to be, a conservative person. I want to be with one person, and that's it." And nobody, and I mean nobody's gonna really know the truth about how many people somebody's been with. Because people will lie about that. That's something that people will lie about to the rest till they go to the grave. And if I meet you today and I start to be with you and you ask me that question, I'm going to tell you the truth. Whether or not you believe it or not, that's up to you. And even if I don't tell you the truth, how do I know you're telling me the truth about how many guys you've been with? And I really don't care how many guys you've been with. I'm going to judge you from how you are with me. If you treat me good, I really don't give a fuck about all that shit. As long as you ain't coming to me and giving me, STD, then we're good. That's how I look at it. Now you give me an STD, I'm gonna fucking go off it. You know what I'm saying? And thank God I never have. And thank God I have brains. But you never know because people are so nasty these days, and people will like trick you into believing shit. People will literally trick you into believing that they're clean and they're this and they're that and they ain't been with nobody. Meanwhile, they're the dirtiest thing you've ever seen in your life, but you don't even know it. And you know what? I'm in that category. I always say like, you never know what somebody went through. Sometimes they didn't have a choice. You know, maybe they went through like a hard time where they were with two, three different guys and it didn't work out. It's just like women who get married two times, three times, and it don't work. You make a bad decision. That's life, and you move on. And my suggestion is to never get married again. But if you want a relationship, limit your relationship or have a relationship with someone who doesn't want to get married like you do. If you can find a mutual agreement between you and somebody to not get married or to just be together and not married, then that's up to you. Like, you know, if I found a woman that said to me, look, I don't want to get married, Mark. I've never been married and I don't want to get married. I just want to have a relationship with you. We guys can do whatever we want, but, obviously not cheat on each other. But, we have our own lives. You live there, I live here. We don't even have to live with each other. I'm totally cool with that. Because I don't want to deal with your ass every day anyway. I don't like a needy ass person. I don't want to see you every single day because I got a life. And that's how a relationship, but to get something that good is like a miracle. But men do it too. Men do it too. Because the thing is the only way you can become a hoe is if we make you one. Remember that. The only way a woman can become a hoe is if we make you one. So if you want to be a hoe, we're gonna keep giving you the D. You got me? But if you don't get no D and we don't you close off that your coochie, then you're not a hoe, you know? And a lot of women, not every woman wants sex like that anyway, and not every man does either. A woman that wants D all the time, it doesn't mean she's a hoe. It just means she has needs. She likes to have sex. Just like a man. A man's the same way. Some guys are extra hungry. They want that coochie 24/7. And they gotta find somebody that wants that. There's women who like don't even want it. They just want it once a week and that's good enough. Because everybody has this percep. A lot of people, not everybody, a lot of people have a perception that, oh yeah, women are like men and men are like women. They want that. They want sex all the time. Not necessarily. You keep thinking that a woman wants sex all the time. Not a lot of women want that. And not a lot of guys want that either. Some people are content with once a week. Some people are content with twice a week, three times a week, and some people want it every day. You know? And some people are content to get it whenever they can. But see, it's a label that people put out there on people. Oh well, you ain't giving me none, and I'll get it somewhere else. And then you're gonna be a hoe. And then you're gonna lose your value to a decent person. Because a decent person ain't gonna want nobody like you. And that's why a lot of men are like saying to themselves, why do I want to be with a hoe just to have like sex whenever I want? But what else is she bringing to the table? She's giving me that coochie, but I'm paying for it every goddamn day. I don't want that life. Hell no. You think I'm gonna work hard to pay for a hole that I go into, and you just give me that coochie every time I want? I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'd rather keep my money and keep my sanity and keep my mentality. You think I care about that damn coochie, woman? Been there, done that. I ain't paying for no damn woman's coochie. No fucking way. Hell no. Not now. Maybe in the past when I was young, maybe I was stupid enough, maybe, but not now. Hell no. I might be paying for an STD. And you know what? Some people get STDs and not even know it and get conned into being with somebody, and that person's a fucking asshole for doing that to somebody. And hopefully they got karma for that shit. Because I know people who's been in those predicaments. And that's why I'm very selective on who I deal with. Straight up. I don't care. You could try and seduce me all you want. I'm gonna look at you and laugh at you. And then some women be like, "Oh, you must be gay. You don't want me." Or "You must not want coochie. You don't want me." I said, "Bitch, I just don't want you." Because if you're offering that coochie to me like it's a piece of macaroni and cheese, I don't want that shit. I want to work hard to get to that stage. If you just give it to me, that means you're a hoe. Straight up. I still have morals and values. That ain't happening. If I get to know you and you just throw that coochie on me after a week or two or three, I don't want nothing to do with you. That means you're a hoe. Don't tell me, oh, we're adults. We know what we need. We know what we want. Yeah, I know what I want. A clean coochie and a trustworthy woman. If you just want to give me that shit right away, you must think you got me fucked up. I want your heart first. And then after that, we can talk about coochie and all that. We could talk about sex and all that shit. But I need to gain your trust and your love and your heart first. And then we could talk about the rest. And then everything else, when you do have sex with somebody that you actually love and care about, right? It becomes better. That's like opening a chocolate bar before you pay for it. Oh, I want to taste this new chocolate bar because I'm not gonna pay for it unless I taste it. And you take two bites and you're like, yeah, I like it. I'll pay for it. Fuck it. And then if you taste it and you're like, ooh, this tastes like crap. I can't eat this. And you're gonna put it back on the shelf. No, you still gotta pay for it. That's how you gotta think about it in that way. This world's full of idiots who have ruined the mentality of relationships and sex and all of the above. Like there's so many people that have ruined people's like thoughts and admiration of having a good relationship. It's sad. It really is. Yeah, exactly. But that's just it. But uh, it's just mentality of people. People have a weird mentality these days, and it's been like that forever. To be honest, it's not just these days. I just think it's a lot worse because um, there's more evil people out there than there is good. You know? Yeah, exactly. But I always use that example that that's that whole trying to taste shit before you have it, before you buy it. You take a risk, and if you take a risk on that, on having sex with somebody before you even knew them, then that should tell you something right there. That person really ain't about that life. They just want to make things worse for you. And I think a lot of women think that because they look good, that the man is going to give them everything they want. I don't care how fine you are. I don't care if your ass is ridiculously big or your titties or you have the most wonderful eyes or lips I've ever seen in my life and you're like a top model. You could be a model, all I care. I could care less what you look like because as soon as you act up, your beauty goes out the window for me. As soon as you show me a shitty character or a shitty person that you are, you're no longer beautiful to me. You become ugly. You become a dumb, ugly bitch that looks good. That's what you are. Because I've had fine ass women around me and it don't make no difference. I don't care how fine you are. That don't mean that you're a good woman. That don't mean that I want you. Or because you look good doesn't mean anything to me. Because when you reach 70, you're no longer gonna look good. And maybe before that, you might not look good. So don't think that, a guy needs a woman that looks like a supermodel. It's a plus to look at something nice every day. But if your character is a bitch and you're nasty and you want to run my life, then your beauty goes out the window. Your looks are no longer mean anything to me. It's the same thing when women say, "Oh, I want a handsome man. I want a man with a six pack. I want a guy that works out." Yeah. Well, what happens when he goes to the gym and he's got all these hoes drooling all over him, and you find out about it? Guess you don't want him then, innit? Because you're gonna be jealous that that guy goes to the gym and gets attention. And then you're gonna say, "Oh yeah, I don't want you to work out no more because people told me that you had seven bitches around you in one day. And I can't lose you. You're mine. You're my man. My man." Bitch, please. But when it's the other way around, it's okay for you to flirt and it's okay for you to get, hollered at by other guys. I'm not gonna do nothing, babe. I don't pay these guys no mind. Don't lie, ho. You know you like it. I'll never forget. I was dating this beautiful woman. She's still beautiful till today. But I can never be like her man. I tried, but it was just like it's just too annoying, when you have a beautiful woman, it's actually annoying to a guy sometimes. I'm not jealous by no means, but when I was dating her, guys will come up to her right in front of me and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, what's up, girl? You good?" And she'll be like, "Oh, I'm with Mark, right?" And the guy be like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, bro." I said, "That's okay. Keep priming her up." I would joke about it. I'll be like, "Yeah, keep priming her up. Giving her confidence that she looks good." And they would laugh. She would laugh, and then she'll like kind of hit me and say, "Don't say that shit." They're gonna be, And I'll be like, and she thought I was gonna get jealous and like grab her and like try and like. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I know you're fine as fuck, and that's not why I want you. I want you because we have like good conversations and we have like good times together. And I liked her for who she was at the time because I didn't really know her, and I started to get to know her. And I'm saying to myself, imagine if this works. I have a beautiful woman. She has a beautiful personality, and I'm gonna be cool with her. She's the type of girl I want. She's Portuguese. Her dad and my dad are cool. She's cool with my sister. So this is like, this is becoming good. I like it. And then the roles were reversed. I was on a cruise, and it was like 200 people on the cruise, and I was the DJ. And all these drunk hoes would come in the booth and give me hugs and kisses. "Oh my God, Mark, I haven't seen you forever." Mwah, mwah. Rubbing their fucking titties all over me. And I smelt like a whore when I was in there because all these bitches were in there that haven't seen me in a long time since like high school. And she was outside like this. She was mad as fuck. because the roles were reversed. Every time we went out, she had like, guys come up to her and I wouldn't say nothing. I wouldn't even care. I wasn't even jealous. I was just like joking about it. It's like, yeah, I know this is gonna happen, obviously. But when the roles were reversed, she couldn't handle it. And then she didn't want to be with me no more. And I'm just DJing, minding my business. Hers be coming up to me, hey, how you doing, Martin? How you doing? And I'm like, hey, what's up, cool? How you doing? Yeah. And I'll be like on the mic, oh, it's so-and-so's birthday today. Oh, happy birthday. I'll play a song. And they'll be like, ah. And then they're like, there's like a hole right here for me to see like the crowd. And those bitches will be fucking twerking all in front of me, shaking their asses, and she'll be mad as shit. She couldn't handle it. See, I tried to show her I can handle the guys coming up to you, but can you handle the girls coming up to me? She couldn't. She couldn't handle it. And then right after that, we went to a club together. Like a week later, we went to a club. And I was just standing there with a beer talking to my boy. And her and my sister were like talking with their friends. And she had her eye on me the whole time. And then these two hoes that I know, because these two hoes' mom, I'm the godfather of her others, the stepson, the stepbrother, right? So their mom married had a baby with my boy from my neighborhood, and I was the godfather of their stepbrother. So they came to show me respect and was like, hey, Morgan, what's up? And these girls, they're hoods. I don't want them, like, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't like my girl at the time. See, they knew we were like kind of dating, right? Because they saw us. She wasn't really my girl, but people saw us together a lot and they just assumed that we were together. But she would never want to like be with me in a serious relationship because she couldn't handle when girls came up to me and gave me a hug and a kiss. And I would never like be open to it. They would just, come to me and show me love and respect. I'm not fucking any of those girls that came up to me. I'm not even fucking you. And you're getting all up in your feelings. And see, this is why I can't be in a relationship with somebody who's jealous or somebody that doesn't understand that even if you're with somebody, you can still interact with other women and men. And I won't be mad. The only way I'm going to be pissed is if you're fucking them or you're doing shit with them on the side and you're cheating on me. Now, that's totally different. But we're in the club and like, what you expect? You want me to be in a cage and say nobody can touch me? You want me to wear a shirt and says my future woman is here, do not touch me, because she gets jealous? You want me to wear a shirt that says don't touch me because my future woman is here, and the only way I'm going to be with her is if you leave me alone? And my sister saw the whole thing and she was like, fuck, I see what you mean. I'm like, yeah. But when guys were coming up to her, I would never say, who's that guy? Why did you hug him? Or why did you talk to him? I could care less because I know it's a part of life. But when the roles were reversed, oh God, I'm hugging a hoe. Like those hoes are coming to me. They know me, What you want me to do? Tell them fuck off and leave me alone? Because you're not even my girl. We're dating, So that's why her and I never really like got together and I tried to show her like that you're a hypocrite because when it happens to you, I'm okay, but when it happens to me, you got a problem with. And she would tell my sister, who's that bitch? Who's that person hugging Mark? And my sister would be like, calm down, like my brother ain't like that, man. He ain't worried about damn hoes. Like he's been doing this shit forever. Like these hoes are always come up to him because they know him. Like you can't know hoes? Of course you're gonna know hoes every day. You're gonna know people every day, period. And I was a popular person at the time. Everybody knew me and still does. Every time I go with my nephew somewhere, somebody will come up to me. Even at the grocery store the other day, my boy came up to me and he goes, this is your son? And I said, no, this is my nephew. And the guy, and then when he was like, yeah, this is a good man. This is my boy Mark, blah, blah, blah. He's a good uncle. He's a good uncle. And my nephew's like, yeah, yeah. And then when the guy left, my nephew goes, fuck, some people. He goes, every time you go somewhere, somebody comes up to you. And I'm like, I told you already, I used to be a DJ for 20 years. And I played in every single club in this island. Everybody knew me. I won competitions. I was very popular. And I still am popular. And that's why I never went back into the DJ scene. Because when you're a DJ, you're in front of everybody. Everybody knows you. And people still know me to today. The younger generation don't know me. But the older ones do. And those are the people that see me and know me, say hello to me and stuff like that. So when I go out, people see me and be like, yo, what's up, bro? You good? I'm like, yeah, man, good, good. They wouldn't come up to me if I was an asshole or a piece of shit. They come up to me because they know, like, I'm a decent person. And I'll speak and I'll be cool with you, But, like, I can't be with, like, a woman that's like that. Yeah. Now, that's cool. I talk about hers all the time. Hers are a part of life. I tell everybody I love hers. They need love too. I can love a hoe and not fuck them. That's cool. I have a lot of friends that are hers. It's all good. I don't judge anybody. You do whatever you want. You want to be a hoe, go for it. You want to be celibate? I'm not going to say to you that you're an idiot. You don't want no coochie. You don't want sex for years. That's your problem. I don't give a shit. Don't judge me. I won't judge you. It's a part of life. People do whatever they want with their life. I'm not really the one to, like, put a label on a person and say, oh, because you don't get this, you're that. Sometimes I'll do it because it's in the moment where, people say certain things and you do certain things. But I can tell people stories all day about what I've been through personally and why things are the way it is, But people gotta understand, like, people change and they find somebody that fits their life and fits their style and fits their way of living, and you can be cool like that. But then again, there's people who say one thing and do another, and jealousy ruins everything. Jealousy and envy ruins a lot of things. Hey Tanya, how you doing? This damn dog's over here dreaming. Yeah, I mean, some people, like, they just don't understand that when you're in a relationship, or you want to be in one, you have to be you better be very, like, understanding that person you're meeting and that person you're about to get to know, you might hear things and see things that you've never dealt with before in your life, but it doesn't mean that person is bad or good or whatever. You gotta understand that you're never going to get a perfect person. So that's why I don't really grudge a person who was a hoe and trying to change their life, because I know a woman right now that used to be a hoe, and then she cleaned up her act and she married a really nice guy. She has 2 beautiful kids, and she still goes out with her friends, but she's no longer a hoe. And I know that's true because I can see it. And I'm very proud of her. She went from a hoe to a housewife, and she's been with her husband for more than 20 something years. And I used to see her hoeing around when she was young, but she changed her life because she was around the wrong crowd. Everybody goes through these situations in life. So you can always be somebody bad and be good. And then you can be good and turn bad. But it doesn't make you a bad person because you made bad choices. As long as you're in the present moment making life better, then the past should not matter no more. You see what I'm saying? So people can change And those who do, great. I'm happy for you. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. I'm not the same person that I was 15, 20 years ago. I'm totally different, you know? And everybody in here, I'm sure you're not the same person you was 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago either. So as long as you're in the present moment making your life better, then why not? Who cares about what you did in the past? If you want to tell the person in the present about your past and you want to share past things and you can handle hearing it and knowing about it, then okay. If not, some things are best unsaid. Don't even say no. Just know that, you know, you're okay with not knowing. And you're never really going to know everything about somebody anyway. That's why they're called secrets. Fuck, man. People just like are so sensitive on, you know, relationships and what somebody's done. You have to know everything about the person. You know, what do you do? Who did you fuck? Who did you do this with? Who's that with? What job you had? Where you live? What you do? I don't care about none of that shit. I'm gonna try and understand you in the present moment. I'll get to know you as I get to know you. Because sometimes you can know somebody for 10, 15 years and they'll tell you something you've never known about them. And then it might change your whole perspective or outlook on that person. And then you probably be like, fuck, I wish I would have never known that. Now I change this shit. But if you say that, then that means that you think you're perfect and that person isn't. But what about you? You could be holding on to a secret that makes that person look at you different too. But you don't say it because you don't want to be looking looked at differently. See, people are hypocrites. They act like they don't have no bad nothing. And if you have a person like that in your life, that means they're hiding something. And that's why I get pissed because, you know, people have like these agendas where I'm going to find out everything about you and I'm going to make sure I have a one up on you. And if anything happens, I'll say, well, you did this 10 years ago. You told me about it. And then you'll look at that. I'll look at that person when you reap up my life. I'll be like, see, this is why I should have never told you. And I guarantee there's something about you that you don't want to tell me because you know I'll feel the same way you feel about me right now. So don't act like you're Miss Perfect because you ain't. I could be talking to a hoe and not even know it because you keep that shit on the download. Shut your bitch ass up, woman. That's why people aggravate me because like one person wants to know something about you and then you know when you find out something about them they want to pin it against you. Like that's just like stupid shit. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And they'll feel insecure. But another reason why is because they want to have that one up on that person. Tanya says she wish she was. Don't wish that. Don't be a hoe. It's not good. I mean, it can be if you really want it, you know. Some hoes are like, you know, happy. That's all. There's nothing wrong with a happy hoe. She just wants it, that's what she wants to be. Hey Black Widow, how you doing? The thing is, like, people just like there's too much hypocrites in the world. Like people think that, oh yeah, you know, I'm perfect and I did this and I did that, but I didn't do what you did. So that's that you did something worse than me. That's like a hoe telling another hoe, oh, I had 10 guys. Oh, but I had 15. Oh, so you're a dirtier hoe than me. No, you're both hoes. You know, that's like calling the kettle black. Fuck. Come on now. So like that's why people like are hypocrites. They hoes are hypocrites anyway. They always act like they're you know a less of a hoe because you had less guys. or more of a hoe because you have more guys. Whatever you classify a hoe as, that's what your hoe is to you. So you could say, oh, a hoe ain't been with 10 guys. There's got to be more than that. If you had 11 guys, then you're officially a hoe. If you've had more than 3 guys, you're a hoe. So everybody's perspective on what a hoe is your perspective. You know, there's conservative hoes, dirty hoes, nasty hoes, paid hoes, hoes with pimps, a hoe you used to garden with. What's up, KP? What did you walk in? You can blame Ann for that. She bring up hoes. I'm just talking about my hoe experiences. We're talking about hypocrites and how people and relationships, about how like you meet somebody and you don't even know they're a hoe, but they end up being a hoe. And then you just deal with it because you're already with them. Or you're kind of, now that you know, you're kind of like, oh fuck, what did I get myself into? Then you end up marrying them and then finding out, they've been in a few movies. That actually happened. There was a video on TikTok going around, viral video of this guy married this woman, and he knew her for like 3 years, and then she was drunk, right? And a guy asked her, "Oh, now that you're married, is there anything you want to let your husband know?" And she's like, "Yeah, when I was 19, I got fucked by 5 guys at a time." And he was like, "Huh? You never told me that." And he walked away. He wanted to finish the marriage. He wanted to that was the worst thing he could have ever heard on his wedding day. So to him, that was like the worst thing he could have heard on his wedding day. That his wife he just married got fucked by 5 guys when she was 19. To him, that was devastating. But like I said, sometimes when you're young, you do stupid shit, right? Or you do something that you always wanted to do. Maybe her dream was to get fucked by 5 guys. Who cares? That's what she wanted at the time. She married you because she don't want to be that person no more. But, that's why I tell people, sometimes people are going to find that situation and be like, I can't take this shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She wanted that life at 19. Well, the Huck Tua girl, she became popular because she was just joking around talking shit to a person that interviewed her. And then she fucked her own life up, by scamming people and doing dumb shit for money. She used that one viral moment and fucked her life up. So that's on her. Nobody even talks about that chick no more because she's weird. Oh, that's what we're talking about, KP. Like, some people, just like some women and men, in some point in time in their life, they have a fantasy or they have like something that they really want to do. They do it and then they say, okay, I'm had enough of that. Now I'm hanging up my boots. I'm not going to be a hoe anymore, and I want somebody decent. God forgive my sins. Please let me find a decent man or a decent woman, and I'm done now. I fulfilled my coochie fantasy. So it's just the way it is. And then you become a decent person. But you could have been a decent person, been with 5 guys. You could still be decent because you didn't catch anything and you just wanted to do it just to do it. But nobody really knows what somebody's going to do with their life. Even if you marry somebody today, you don't know that person's deep, dark secrets. And who cares if you don't? They don't know yours either, unless you're dumb enough to tell them. I ain't telling nobody my secrets. I keep that shit to myself. Any secret that I want to know is your Victoria's Secrets that you're going to be wearing when you're with me. If not, Whatever. Well, the way she said it, Tanya, was like she didn't. She said it very openly. She was like, "Yeah, I was with five guys. Yeah, cool." It was like, yeah, it was the best moment ever. But now I'm getting married. I don't want to be a hoe no more. But there is women who get taken advantage of. Yes, I agree with you 100%. Even if you want to be, that's up to you. I'm not gonna look at you different. Yeah, exactly, Tanya. I'm saying like I'm trying to talk about like the whole, you know, like everybody. I'm trying to cover every person's like, you know, things, like everybody has different lives, right? So when I meet somebody, right, I'm not gonna sit there and tell them my whole life one point at one day. I've been on here for 6 years almost, right? September will be 6 years I've been live on here. And I've told people so many stories and so many things about me because I tell people the truth, but I'm not gonna sit here and say, hey, I fucked all these bitches and I did this and I did that. I'm not gonna tell you, those things because it's not true, right? But I'm not, even if I have a secret to tell you, I'm not going to sit here and tell you my secrets. What are you, dumb? Those secrets are for me to take to the grave with. I'm not going to tell you my personal life and what I did with someone or something. Like that's my thing. There's some spiritual things I've been through that I don't tell nobody because nobody would believe me anyway, or some people would, and some people will have the same experiences. But people's secrets should stay to themselves. You know. KP said, I'm asking her everything in our first conversations. But you can ask her, KP, but guess what? She's not going to tell you the truth. I will guarantee that 90% of the women that you talk to, they will not tell you the truth. Never, ever. They're going to tell you, especially sexual things. Because a woman is classified. A lot of men will classify women as hers. So if a woman says their body count, right, a guy's gonna automatically not gonna want her. But if a guy's had more than what she's had, then it's okay. See, a lot of guys are like, kind of dumb in their brain, thinking that it's only right for a guy to do. No, it's not. Just like a guy said the other day, you won't be a hoe unless we make you one. And it's true. Right. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. But see, that's your preference. That's what you would do. Right. So everybody, that's why I'm trying to have this conversation because a lot of people don't really care about how much people you've been with or what you've done. If you were a former stripper or if you were a former porn star, some people don't care because they end up liking who you are and who you become. You can be a part. Okay, let's change the whole thing where I can be a person who choked a bitch almost to death, and I beat the shit out of this hoe, and I went to jail for like 2 years for assault. So I come out of jail. I never tell you because I meet you and we're getting together and we start to date, and then you find out you go to dig into my past and you find out that, oh shit, Mark, oh, this is my Mark. Oh shit, there's a picture of him. Oh fuck, he beat the shit out of this hoe. Oh no, I gotta ask him if this is true. So you come to me one day and say, hey, Ian Mark, I gotta talk to you. Is it true that you got locked up for 2 years for beating up a hoe? And I'll be like, yeah, I did. I did get locked up for two years for beating up a hoe. Oh, but why? I said because she fucking cheated on me, or she did this to me, or she hit me first, so I beat her ass. And I got locked up for it. It was a bad moment of my life, but I've changed now. But that woman's always gonna think about her ass getting beaten too. I guarantee you. She ain't gonna be like, oh, poor Mark, yes, you had a bad experience. 1 out of 10 women will probably say, I know Mark won't beat me. He's a changed man. Because I've known him for a year now. He's cool. But those other 9 women, they're gonna be like, yeah, I'm got a chance of getting choked next. You see what I'm saying? So don't tell me you don't think that, because it's true. I can give you so many scenarios of what people actually think, and I know that they think that shit. And you can't tell me you ain't gonna think about it, because it's there. But that one moment could ruin your reputation forever, or it can make you a better person. See what I'm saying? Some people only do something once and that's it. All right, Black Widow, thanks for your donation. I'll answer your questions because if not, I'm gonna keep going on a rant. I'll catch up with the chat in a minute. Hold on. All right, you said I got this little ritual done, and I believe I met that in my dream. Oh, good Lord, what am I gonna do? You said you got this. Let me read this again. All right, let me check. You got me looking into dreams now. And even if you don't, I bring them up every night. You can go to every video that I've ever done, and if I don't mention a host, something's wrong. If you want to hear about hosts, I have plenty of stories, and I talk about them every damn live, guaranteed. Or I guarantee you that 85% of my videos, you're gonna hear that word in here. I guarantee you. And anybody who knows me knows that I talk about that shit all the time. But I do it in a respectful way. I don't like, disrespect, the whole thing. Like, I'll talk about it like I am now and have been talking about it for the past hour. But, I like to hear other people's perspectives on it, and if you don't like it, then they leave because they feel like we're talking about them. And that's okay. I love the hers. I really do. I love hers. Everybody needs love. As long as they don't give me nothing, then we're good. All right. So, Black Widow, I feel like you did. Yes. I feel like the person that you met in your dream is the person that is the person that you want to deal with. And the reason why it was to show you that that this person is satisfied with what you've done, and this should make you more optimistic about the future and bring your prospects brighter, bring you more faith, bring you more hope. And they want you to mix the past the past into the present, present into the past, mix both together so you can feel that fulfillment after. And the dream is making you realize now that, hey, when you're awake to all the unknown dangers that are there. You know what I'm saying? This figure and this person that you saw is the right person, but it's try not to like think it's not. And this dream is going to bring you opportunities, and it's showing you that coming events, even if the plan fails or not, it'll shortly arrive in a better way. So that's what I would say the dream was about. The dream is more of a fulfillment. So whatever the dream was about, it was definitely what you're thinking it is, and it's definitely happened for a reason. Just don't get high and go sleep, because you'll be dreaming of a lot more shit you ever think of. But yeah, that to answer your question, yes. Yeah. I don't really do too much dream stuff, but that was like pretty much straightforward. That was like, yeah. Yeah, I know I did that when I was younger. That was you know, not a good thing. Let me just catch up with the chat real quick. You said body count doesn't matter once you're in your 30s because you see whether that person is stuck on the past or not. I agree with that. KP, you said I've been dealing with a woman since I was 12. The older I got, the less the relationships are open and honest. What happened to staying on the phone all night? I know, right? It's not the body count I'm worried about per se. I'm looking to reading your body language and understanding. In my mid 30s, a woman my age has a few penises by now. I'd be a fool to think not. That's true. To me, why hide anything? Be real. Let me know if you're Yeah, go ahead, Black Widow. I'm just catching up with the chat. You can ask your question, and once I get down to the question, I'll answer it. I don't like, neglecting the chat because somebody might be talking to me. If you're merged without her, you and running from the lower. I agree, KP. Totally. Yeah, that's true too. Oh, I agree with you guys and what you've said, but and that's why I like having conversations like this because I like to hear what other people are thinking and what they say. You know, yeah, women are vulnerable, but not that vulnerable. You're right, but about see how KP you say I'm asking her everything in our first conversations. Sometimes that will scare a woman because they feel like you're interrogating them and you're doing it because you've had past trauma with one. Whereas some women would be like, I'm so glad he's asking me everything because I'm asking him the same things back and we're getting it all out in the open. So I know what I'm up against. But majority of the people, women won't want that because they feel like you're interrogating them or you want to know too much in too little time. But see, that's a smart thing to do is to openly conversate about what you really want and what you're looking for. And that's why I'm single. Because every time I get with a woman, the first thing I tell them is I'm looking for a woman that has this, and this. And if you're not that woman, you might as well go right now. Smell your letter. Bye. Go do what you got to do. Because what I'm looking for, you might not be looking for. But if we have the same mutual agreement about what we want, then you have to prove it to me because I know I'm going to do my end of the bargain. But are you going to pull your end of the bargain? Probably not. But if you do, we're going to be together. And that's the whole point. I'd rather hang around my dog all day than hang around some dumb asshole that doesn't want their lives to be better. So that's your problem. And you know what? If you want to be a hoe, then that's fine. I'll speak to you. I'll talk to you, but I ain't dipping in that coochie because I don't know what I'm getting myself into. I don't want none of that shit in my life. I don't want to be, you know, dealing with that shit and dealing with your exes and dealing with somebody who's pimping you out or something, or dealing with some guy that's gonna come tell me something about you and then I'll be fucking irritated. was like, how you doing? Oh shit. It's good that we can laugh about these things, because I don't talk about these things in like to be serious or to be like, funny. Like I'm just talking about it because it's reality. Because when you reach this age, when you're in your 30s and your 40s and 50s, that's when it becomes a situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't dealing with the men who pimped you. Fuck that. I don't want them coming to me talking about, are you making money off of her ass now? If I hear that shit, I'm gonna be like, man, fuck, man. This hoe, this hoe hoodwinked me. She act like, she's some nice chick. Meanwhile, that coochie's fucking screaming. Oh, good lord. That's why I try to like, just be, neutral. I'll be honest, if I was a woman and I was attractive and I was an attractive woman, I'll be hoeing too. I'll be making that money before I die. I'll sell you my coochie. How much you're willing to pay? Put on that rubber and we'll talk about things afterwards. Don't you dare fall in love. I just want your money to pay my bills. And that's it. I'll lay on my back. You're damn right. That's why God didn't make me a woman. He'd be like, no, 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 no. The gender reveal is a male. We're not going to make this mofo a damn woman because he's going to be too rich. She's going to be too rich. And I can't be a man whore because that ain't happening. I'll be like, damn, you ugly as shit. No wonder you're paying me. I can't even get it up. I'd have to like pop pills and shit if I was doing that. But a woman, I'll be like, yeah, that's cool. I'll just close my eyes. All right, that's enough of that. Let me see a second question. You said, so what will the experience be, man? All right, let me see. Well, you know what they say, beauty is a light switch away. That's what I tell people for years. Beauty is a light switch away. Hey, Pleasant Vibe, how you doing? I'm keeping it as pleasant as I can. Sometimes in here we talk about a lot of different things, and some people it's not really their subject, but just know that we talk about everything in here in a pleasant way. Yeah, see, that's what you gotta do. Good, I'm glad. All right, Black Widow, let me see what's going on here with your second question. Ooh, nice. Well, just you getting the High Priestess card says it all. So if you know the High Priestess card, that's like, the perfect card for that question. So that tells me you're going to have a good experience. This person is going to give you knowledge, allow you to see your own common sense, and the cards around it are just as good. So this is going to, if you feel like you're not in balance or in sync with certain things, this person is going to bring you into sync, into balance, maintaining your peace, your dignity. This person is going to make you feel more firm, more balanced. Whatever offsetting factors are around, they'll bring it into alignment if that's what you really want. So I would say this is going to bring you peace, tranquility. It's going to bring you more unified with life and with what you want to do. If you're a person who frequently restrains yourself from doing the ultimate thing, then it'll make things better. This person will educate you. allow you to unhide your emotions, bring you more wisdom, more serene knowledge, if that makes sense. Yeah. So the high priestess is a person who brings more wisdom, more knowledge, more common sense, educates you, shows you, like, use your common sense, duh, and do this and do that, and brings you that knowledge. So I would say it all looks good here. You have a great experience with them. No problem. It's all gonna work out. I don't get nothing bad. It's all good here. The only thing I see that might be a tiny issue is the amount of time, or like scheduling a time where you both can deal with each other. Like try to understand that time is going to be limited, or you might have to cancel one day and do it the next, but don't get frustrated. That's the only thing I that might be a problem, is meeting each other in different times, or organizing a time to do it. But I see all positive things out of this whole thing, which is great. I like to see that. I like to see positive outcomes. Hopefully our brother Dan is okay. He might be in soon. Say hi. You too, Black Widow. Good seeing you. Wishing you positive outcomes always, my Aquarius friend. Us Aquarius has got a lot of good things to look forward to. Everything's in our planetary advantage for the next few years. Pluto is changing everything for us. I feel it every day. Ever since Pluto's been in Aquarius, it's changed. And I'm not really an astrologer or really believe in that shit too much, but I definitely feel the energy shift for sure. And the reason I feel it more now is because I know I have double Aquarius. So I'm Aquarius sun and rising. So for me, on the Pluto and Aquarius thing, it's giving me more to look forward to and changing my life for sure. For the good though, not the bad. All right, you too, man. I'm gonna get out of here. I think that's enough hoe talk for an hour and a half. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some lunch. It's 12:40 here. It's lunchtime, so I'm gonna go grab something to eat, and I'll be back later on at some point in time. It's raining here, windy, so I'm gonna be off and on here all day. So I'll probably be back in like maybe 2 hours from now. I'll probably come back. I'm gonna go check on my nephew too, and I'll be back and take Sleepyhead behind me out for a walk. All right, love you guys. I'll see you all later.